Welcome to the common chaos of sisterhood.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Amy.
Come hang out with us.
Grab your drinks and get comfy.
Let's get into it. Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode. We hope you're having a wonderful day.
Because we can't word today.
We've had a rough start this morning. It's been a roller coaster, but it's okay.
Today's question is, what is your talent or what makes you different than other people?
Or what makes you different than other people?
Or what makes you, like, if you don't think you have a talent.
Oh, okay. Well, I think, like, my main talent would be, like, singing. I can sing.
You can sing. What makes you different than everybody else?
Nothing.
Shut up. Yes, it does. think deep down.
I have red hair. That's different.
You're annoying. What about, you're a lot nicer person, nurturing person. You're really good with kids.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, you're not. My thing is, I'm a people pleaser though. So like, my main thing is like, you know, taking care of others and making sure everybody else has what they need. You know.
Yeah. What happened to that people pleasing thing with me? You're just mean to me.
No, I'm not.
You're a bully. I guess mine would be art, drawing. I mean, it doesn't really make me, I don't know. I don't think it's like a super big talent. Just because I'm not as good as like a really good people. But
you're still good at it.
You're
better than me.
Yeah.
I can't draw. I can't do anything.
I don't think what makes me that's a hard question.
You're the one that came up with this question.
What makes me different? I don't know if it's different, but I'll go to bats for anybody.
Yeah.
I will if I love you, I will kill for you.
Yeah. I
don't know if that makes me different. I think most people feel that way.
I mean, in people pleasing, that's pretty common.
Yeah.
So
we're just not.
We're not very unique.
We're not unique people. Oh. Speaking of not very unique and not thinking highly of ourselves, I have been in a writing slump to write these episodes, and lucky for you, y'all get to listen to me kind of rant about it.
You talking about slumps? I feel like we're in a slump right now.
We are so in a slump. We need coffee.
Like the big slump that I've had for a while, like I love reading. Like reading is like my passion. Like I love it. But with like school and stuff like that, I haven't been reading as much as I want to. And like a lot of the books I'll pick up, I'll start reading, and then I'll start reading it, get through maybe like 30%, and then just stop reading it.
Like read 5 different books at the same time.
Yes, I was looking at my Goodreads the other day. And it said that I was currently reading 5 books.
I can't do that.
And
I have to start a book and I have to finish it.
Like it updates with my Kindle, so like any book that I start, like you get a certain percentage of way through, it puts it on your currently reading on Goodreads. And it said I was reading 5. Now it only says 4 because I finished my other book yesterday.
Oh yeah, you finished it last night.
But like because of school, I have to read for school. Like, I have to, read textbooks and stuff like that, and it just, like, it makes me not want to. It makes me not enjoy reading.
Reading, like, the stuff that you actually do enjoy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. My slump is writing these episodes. I don't know what to do anymore. I am in the midst of having to design, like, 3 different tattoos for people. And they're giving me full creativity on it. So it's like, please tell me what you want. They're like, oh no, like just design what you want. Just use your imagination. I'm like, look guys, I have no imagination. I have the technical skill, but imagination is not there.
Just tell me what you want and I will do it. But
I can make it happen.
You ever like with your drawing. So I do this with like reading. Like I'll read a really good book, and I get done with that book, and that book is what sends me into my reading slump because I can't find another book similar to it or that compares to it. Like, does it ever happen with your art, or does it just happen with books?
No, I have some art. So I was designing I don't do realism. I have a really hard time with realism. I always have. Mine are very chunky lines, traditional type like tattoos. Some like Jack can do Japanese. I can do I'm really good at line work. Most of the time. But like realism is it's not my thing. I don't know how people do it. I can't figure it out. And somebody wants a realistic looking 18-wheeler. I was like, oh, I can try to do an 18-wheeler. And I thought I did an amazing job on it. I spent hours on it, and I was like, yes, it looks so good. This is probably like the realest thing I ever made. And they're like, oh, you want to work some more on it? It kind of looks cartoonish. And I'm like, no, I don't. I spent hours on this. And they're like, oh, well, we expected I expected you to do like a month or so. And I'm like, no, because I was proud of this. I was very proud, and I was like, this is the closest thing to realism I've ever done. And that's what put me in my slump. And I'm like having to create like 3 different tattoos right now, and I don't want to. And I contacted the people I'm supposed to do it for, and I'm like, can you give me a little more time, or like give me some inspiration photos, something. And I'm at to the point that I'm like, I want to sleep. I want to hibernate for like 3 months.
We were talking to our cousin last night. He said something about sleeping for 17 hours.
That sounds so nice.
That sounds great. Like, that's what I want to do.
I've been getting up and they're like, well, my daughter's last day of school is today. So now for the next week, we won't have to get up at, early in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to walk her to school. So that's nice. We'll be able to sleep in. But yeah, no, I want to hibernate for like 3 months. I want to be a bear.
Just turn into a bear. Where'd Sissy go? She's hibernating. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Don't worry. She's fine.
It's okay. No, but I've been in that reading slump for probably a couple years. I used to read
because of school.
I used to read all the time, like all the time, and I have this bad habit of buying books and not reading them.
They look pretty on the bookshelf.
I have so many books that are on my TBR, like on my bookshelf that I physically have that I want to read.
But you have your Kindle.
But I've been reading on my Kindle.
That's why I won't get a Kindle. I like the physical books. I like my trophies. I can see what I've read. I like my trophies.
See, the thing is, I read on my Kindle, and then if I see the book, like in the store, I'll get it because I've read it and I want it on my shelf. Yeah. I feel like people might think I'm insane for doing that, but like,
no, I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people have their trophies. I don't like looking at a screen when I read. I like looking at the paper.
I thought I would be that way because like reading on my phone, like I just can never do it. Like it's hard for me. And I thought, getting the Kindle, I'll be like, like it's not gonna, like I'm not gonna use it. And then I got it, and like that's what I've been reading on. And like a lot of book recommendations that people keep giving me, instead of buying a $20 book.
Mm-hmm.
It's on, I have Kindle Unlimited, so I use that.
Yeah.
And it's on there, and I'm like, I don't have to pay $20 a pop. I just pay however much a month.
But I still want to buy the physical book.
Yeah, but I eventually do still buy the physical book. So, like, if it's not on Kindle Unlimited, I won't get it on Kindle.
Mm.
So, if it's not, I'll get the physical book. Because I'm already paying for the subscription. So, like...
Our brains work differently.
But, yeah, But, like, yeah, no, because of school, haven't read as much. And, like, there's been a couple books that I've read that are, like, I really, really, really like. And then it just throws me into another slump
Yeah,
because
just
I
like,
can't
I
find
lo-
another book as
like
like
I
it.
love this one. I want to keep reading, and it's just like that's why I like series.
See, but
That's why I like series because I can read the book and then it continues and it continues and continues. Even if it's like a standalone series type thing,
yeah,
it's the same type and it's the same writing,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, I can do that. But once I'm done with that series, I'm like, okay. So that's why the newest one I got it's a standalone. They can be standalone, but they're a series, and then the same writer came out with the next generation.
Oh yeah.
So there's two different series, but it's the same universe. This ties together, and I'm like, okay.
You see, and like series, they don't get me out of it because like literally I will start one and I like just don't read the next book, or I look at like how many books are in the series and I get overwhelmed, and I'm like, this is gonna take forever to finish. I'm never gonna finish this because I'm a slow reader in general, and so like I'm just like I'm never gonna finish it, and then I just like give up or don't read it.
I'm the kind of person, like, I get mad. I get mad at myself because I've always had a problem reading. I've had a problem like speaking, and so when I do read, I have a hard time. I can sound out everything. So I'm a really slow reader. So there's sometimes I just get so mad at myself. I find the audiobook and have to listen to it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll go back and forth from listening and reading along to just reading by myself. But like that's my biggest thing. I just get so mad at myself because I can't just sit down and read a book.
Right.
Because like it makes me feel stupid. It makes me feel so stupid.
Well, I was talking about the other day, like, I used to be the reader of the family. Like, no one in the family read. Like, between you, like, our parents, our brother, like, I was the reader. I read all the time. I loved reading. And now, like, I got you into reading, and, like, you read almost every book on your shelf.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, this is disappointing. I'm like... I feel like half the time I feel like a failure because I'm just like I'm supposed to be the one that reads. I'm supposed to be the reader, not not anything against you, but like I'm just like
it's like
stupid.
I have to find books that actually keep my interest. If it doesn't keep my interest within the first 2 chapters, I put it down.
That's like if it doesn't, honestly, that's what I do. Like before I buy a book, I open the first page and I read like the first page. If it doesn't hook me, then I don't get it.
Yeah. And TikTok has put me in so many book slumps because I'm like, okay, I love the reviews on this. I read it, and I'm like, how are people reading this? Or how are people like saying this is so good? And then there's some that are like, oh, this is so bad. I hate this. And I'm like, well, it sounds interesting. I get it. And I'm like, do I just not like what other people like? Do I like the weird stuff? And then being like having time. Stay-at-home moms amaze me. I've always said this. I will always say this. Stay-at-home moms amaze me because before, like, I was working and was at school. I was kind of enjoying myself. I was working. I was for my free time, but like now that I'm not working, I'm kind of stuck at the house by myself all the time, and it sucks because like I want to read, I want to enjoy it, but I don't want to sit here and read all day because I have everything in the house is staring at me. I need to clean. I need to do things,
right.
And so I'll read like 1 or 2 pages, and then I'll have to get up and do something, and it's just like up and down, and it's put me into like I don't want to read. I have a bunch of books I want to finish. I really want to get the story done, but I have all these responsibilities. I have all these things. I'm a homemaker now, so I have to clean. I have to make sure everything's done. I don't really have any, like, not that I don't have help because like Amory cleans after herself, Erin cleans after herself, but it's just like this is my job now, the same 4 walls every single day, and it sucks.
Yeah, I kind of understand that, to the effect of like feeling like you want to read, but you feel your other part of you feel like you shouldn't be reading, like you feel guilty for reading.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to some of the girls I work with, and they're all readers, and like some of these girls can read like a 800-page book in one day. Like, it's they
insane.
read all the time. And like we were talking about it, and she's like, yeah, I just read. I was like, my problem is like, because with school and stuff like that, a lot of the times when I read, it's right before I go to bed. Because if I read during the day, my brain doesn't focus on what I'm reading. It focuses on everything else that I need to do, even if I'm caught up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you should be doing this. You should be getting ahead. You should be doing this, this, and this, and this. Well, you should be, spending time with other people. You shouldn't be locking yourself in your room and reading. You should, like, even if I'm, like, out in, like, the living room or whatever.
Use responsibilities.
Right,
like,
right.
Quote, unquote, responsibilities.
Right. And, like, they're like, you just sit down and block it out and read it. And I'm like, I can't. My brain physically does not let me. My brain constantly, like, is going. And so, like, I'll start reading, and I'll get into it, and then randomly in the back of my brain, it's like, hey, you should be doing this right now. Hey, don't you have an assignment? Or, hey, you got dirty clothes over there. Go clean them. And it's like,
let me sit down and enjoy myself.
Exactly. And I can't even sit down and, like, watch a show or a movie without doing something else or, like, feeling like I should be doing something else.
And it's like, and you constantly feel overworked. And it's like, you feel guilty for being overworked because you don't feel like you've done anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a job. I don't contribute to, like, really the household. Like, that's how I feel. I know I do.
Right.
I know that I'm the homemaker. I am the person that's, like, makes the house a home.
Right.
But it's still, I had that worthless feeling. I still have that, like, what point do I have right now? And there's times that, like, I cannot be in the house. I'll just go in the backyard and sit. I'll go in the backyard and stare at the trees. Because I'm like, I don't want to be in here. I'll go on a walk or whatever. But it's still, every time I go on a walk, I hate walking. I hate running, bike riding. Give me a destination. Absolutely. I will walk. I will run. I will bike ride. I will whatever. I don't like mindlessly walking around. It's pointless and it's stupid. Hiking is not for me.
I love hiking. So, like, this thing is, like, kind of where another thing that we're different. Like, having a place, because, like, where we live, I don't like walking around there. The school I work with, there's a bunch of kids out there.
I know them.
And I know them. But, like, there's no, like, real, like, nice place to walk or anything like that. Out here, when we take Amber to school, I'm like, it's so pretty out here.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this would be such a nice area just to walk around and just, like, put some headphones on, listen to music or listen to a book and just walk.
I think it's so pointless. Like, what? Give me a destination. Give me a purpose. Like, I am such a purposeful person that, like, you give me a task, I will complete that task.
Yeah.
I'll go above and beyond to complete that task. Don't say, oh, well, whatever, do you, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Just like with my art and stuff. It's like, oh, don't give me creativity, like, ability to do whatever I want, because I don't have that.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want, and I can create it.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you anything, like how Dad, like, builds tables and stuff. It's like, give me the blueprint. I could do it.
Yeah.
I'll put together shelves. I'll put together furniture, whatever. I can do it. But the moment you're like, oh, just be creative and make your own thing. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Dad. Like, Mom will give him, like, find picture of something, like, on Pinterest or something like that, and be like, hey, this is a really cool idea, like with the shutters that they did. He's like, hey, this is really a cool idea. Do you think you could do this? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah. Show it to me, and I can do it.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, walking aimlessly and wandering around, I cannot stand.
I just walk in random circles sometimes.
Yeah. Like, if I'm in pain, I'll do it. Or if I'm thinking, I'll do it. But it's just like, I need a destination. I need a purpose. I need something to, like, a schedule. Put me on a schedule, and I thrive. But the last couple months of just, aimlessly wandering around the house has done some bad things in my brain.
A lot of times I'll just be on my phone or something like that, and instead of sitting, because I get bored of sitting, I will just same thing I'd be doing if I was sitting down. I'll just walk circles.
Yeah, Emery does the
I
same thing.
just slowly walk circles, just staring at my phone.
Emery does the same thing.
Like right now, I don't have any like huge responsibilities besides like work and school. Like I don't have a family. But it's hard.
Life's just adulting's hard.
It sucks. Why
I miss high school.
Same. I literally think about that all the time. I'm like, I just want to go back to high school.
Like I remember being
Life was so easy.
I remember being in high school and being like, I can't wait until I grow up. I cannot wait until I get older. I can't wait until I can do what I want. Guess what, Past Amy? You couldn't do anything you want. You can't. You have a million responsibilities. Everything costs money.
Everything's so expensive.
So I have had a job since I was old enough to have a job. And now that I'm a mom and a wife, it's just like it is next to impossible for me to have a job. And it's like I didn't think it'd be this hard. I miss high school.
Yeah. See, my thing is, I've always known as school. I graduated, and then I started school, and then I started working, and my first job was the summer after my freshman year of college, which I was not prepared for that at all. That was an interesting change. Sophomore year, grades plummeted. Probably shouldn't have gotten a job, but I think it's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
But like, it's weird because in high school they talk about how, oh, you're gonna need to know this. You're not gonna be able to do this in college. You're gonna need this for college. You're gonna need the professors aren't gonna let you do this. They literally
don't care.
Don't
When I was going through college, like I was like straight out of high school, and I was so scared. I'm like, okay, these high school teachers said that they're not gonna pull it up with this stuff. I would go to school in my pajamas and eat like while the professor was talking, and I would bring my professor food too.
Yep.
And they would help me study.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, if high school was like that.
Yeah.
No, never mind. I wish I was back in college. My one semester in college that I took before my car accident.
I wish I would have done the whole college thing. Okay. Correction. I wish I had the ability to do the whole college thing correctly. Unfortunately, my freshman year of college, everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So I couldn't anyway. But I watched Gilmore Girls, and I wanted what Rory had so bad. Like, she graduated high school and then went to college, and the first part of her college life was so great. I wanted that so bad. I didn't get that.
I didn't get it. And now I'm gonna throw a fit about it.
And now I'm working and taking classes online, so that's great.
Yeah.
But
you're doing the smart thing. You're doing the good thing and getting to school and not dropping out of school and getting pregnant and having a kid.
Yeah.
Getting these responsibilities without school.
But it's crazy to think that when you graduate, you're depending on how old you are, 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you are required when you go to college to pick the career that you're going to do for the rest of your life. And no one tells you that, hey, you don't have to decide that now. You can change it later.
Yeah. You just need the basics.
And no one tells you that. And it's you go in as this 18-year-old terrified because at least I was terrified because you think, okay, what if I start this pay all this money to get this career. I get this career and then I hate it. Yeah. That was one of my biggest fears, and no one no one at you think in high school they would be like, hey, it's okay, and help you prepare for real life stuff.
No, they don't care about real stuff. I wasn't taught how to write a check, how to do my taxes, how to do normal day-to-day stuff. at all.
Mom and Dad said that they had a class that they were required to take, and it was a financial class like that. Like it was, they had to pick like a career, and they had like stuff like that, and they had, like they would get a paycheck, and they would have to, they were taught how to save their money, how to pay your bills, how to the different things, and how to do taxes and yada yada yada. They did not have a single class like that.
No, like
when
now,
we were in college,
like no wonder
or in
like
high
mom
school.
and dad have like their kind of like life kind of put together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're over here floundering because we were never taught that. But we know what a plant cell looks like.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I know that.
Thank God we know what photosynthesis is.
I can tell you what the what's it called? The Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. E equals MC squared.
Which, okay, that kind of math does. Sometimes math does.
Yes.
Go. Like,
I love
so
math.
when I go grocery shopping, I'll do all the math in my head, and before I get there, I can.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
right.
That
But
kind of
like.
stuff, right? But like, I didn't need to know how to do forensics.
Like, did I really need to take a Spanish class?
Did I really need to dissect a frog? Spanish? I can see that. That will help you later in life. But
Will
depending, it does, because like if you're if you're bilingual, you get a better job.
Yes, but they didn't teach you enough Spanish to make you bilingual.
Not. Absolutely
okay, I can write down and I can read words.
Yeah.
I was really good at that. Speaking it is a whole other thing.
My Spanish teacher would give me a 70 if I would just sit down and shut up. Like, I would make amazing grades on paper, but as soon as we had to do like an oral report in Spanish, he was like, yeah, if you just sit down and shut up, I'll give you a 70.
Yeah.
And I'm like, got it.
Got it.
Because I cannot pronounce anything to save my life.
Well, like, I mean, even in college, like, the same thing kind of, like, transfers over in college, because I took British literature. I had to take British literature for one of my English things. Why do I need to know the story of, what is it, Othello and Beowulf and Shakespeare, and why? Why do I need to know that? I mean, it's interesting, cool.
Tell me how to do my taxes.
If you find it interesting, that's great. I don't need it. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it.
It's like, I need to know how, like, a nutrition diet. Show me how to, exercise. Show me how to do my taxes. Mm-hmm. How to write a check. Mm-hmm. How to read bank statements. Mm-hmm. How to, care for a child. Things that we have to do in life. Mm-hmm. Like, high school, like, school's supposed to get us ready for life. Mm-hmm. Teach us those things. Like, I know, like, it's like a lot of schools, like, they're gonna go, like, we have home ec, we have all this, we have this.
It's not required.
It's not required.
And most of the time.
And I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. I was taking forensics. I took physics. I took chemistry. I
loved chemistry.
I took all my history classes. What is history is important.
History is important.
And I
hated it.
I hated it, but it's very important. But I took pre-cal. I took calculus and trig. I took all these educational classes, and I didn't know anything about like the lifestyle classes. And I think those should be pushed more.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't
even think they have a class, some like the financial readiness class. Like, I don't even think they have a class like that.
Maybe in some schools they did, but they didn't in ours.
They didn't in ours, no.
Like,
we had home ec.
We had, like, and part of our history was, like, economics. I took an economics class, but it wasn't, like, getting you ready for your own financial.
No, it was macroeconomics, and it was about, like, the state of the United States economics.
And I'm like, I care about that. It's good to know, but that's not helping me in my everyday life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to figure out. So I've done my husband's taxes since like we've been like dating, and I had to figure it out. And now every year I do it, and I stress about it so bad. I remember one year, Emery was just born, and She was less than a year old, and I ended up putting her social security number down wrong. Like, it was like a number off.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a call from the IRS, and they're like, "Hey, this is wrong." And I went into tears. Oh my God, you're gonna come pick me up? You're gonna arrest me? I'm so sorry. No one taught me how to do this. I'm sorry. She was just born, and they're like, chill out. You're fine. You're fine. The her social security number's wrong. Like, can you give it to me over the phone? And I'm like, well, it seems sketchy.
Yeah.
This seems real sketchy. I'm not gonna give you my daughter's social security number over the phone. They're like, I promise you, like, this is fine. I'll send you an email to kind of fix your, and it ended up being the actual IRS, and I was off on her social security number by one freaking number, and I remember breaking down. It's like, nothing prepares you for that.
Yeah.
Nothing prepares you for, like, it's supposed to be doom and gloom and scary, and IRS is out to get you, and like, what should I don't.
I mean, if
don't
you're
wanna,
intentionally trying to,
evade,
have tax fraud, yes, it's different. But
it's like no one prepared me, like, to actually how to do it. I had to figure it out by myself.
Yeah.
And that's something that I want to make sure with being a mom with Anne-Marie. I teach her all that stuff. She knows how to write. No one uses checks anymore. Yeah. But she knows how to write checks. She knows how to do the taxes. She knows how to, make her own food. She's independent. And poor whoever she ends up with, she's gonna be an independent kid. she's gonna be independent, and they're not gonna need no man. But I want her to know that stuff. Yeah. I want her to be prepared. Yeah. Because I was not, and I'm still not. My day-to-day life, something comes up, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I feel like some of the classes that I take in college are just like, why do I need it? Like, when I was getting my education degree before I switched to business, I had to take trig. I was like, the degree that I was getting was lower elementary, like, so like EC through 6, early education through 6th or 8th or something like that. And why do I need to know trig to be able to teach pre-K through 8th grade?
I understand high school or college, professors, stuff like that, but like small children, yeah, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do trig today, okay, guys?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. It's dumb. Some of the classes, like, now that I'm taking, like, business classes, like, some of them, they make sense. But, like, the core general ed classes make no sense.
I was going in for law enforcement, and the classes that I took kind of made sense. I took English, math, and psychology. And I was thinking, why do I have to take psychology? Psychology is a huge part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I absolutely love it. That was probably my favorite class I ever took. Like, ever taken. Psychology was my favorite.
Yeah. I'm fighting right now with my college because I already have my associate's degree. I already have my 2-year degree. My general stuff is done. I just have to do now the major focused ones to get my bachelor's. Well, there's one class, because I transferred from one university to another, and there's one class that's a freshman entry-level class that college requires. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I already have my associate's degree. I already know how college works. Why do I have to take this? Like, I took it at my first university, and they're like, well, we don't see it on your transcript. I'm like,
I promise you I took it.
And so, like, now that I've talked to different people, and they're like, one tried once, and the other one tried like 2 different times, talking to like counselors or advisors or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to get one of your classes that, oh, by the way, when I transferred, there's like 5 classes that go to nothing. So I took those 5 classes for nothing.
I think that's so dumb.
But I have 19 credit hours of electives that I have to take. And why they can't be applied to those, who knows? But they're trying to get one of the classes, one of those, like, just random classes to substitute for that entry level course thing, and they tried 3 different times and it's still showing it on my degree plan, and I'm like, really?
So for your last semester of school, you're just gonna take all electives. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, essentially, because I'm getting a lot of my core ones done now. I have to take like 4 or 5 electives.
It's like, this is no longer high school. I don't think you should have to take electives.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
just
want to get
You just
certified.
have to have a certain amount of credit hours. You have to have like 120 credit hours or something like that. And the electives are just filling in because I took all of my core stuff, so they're just throwing in the electives to get me up to the 120 credit hours.
It's like, I want to get. I'm trying in the process of trying to get certified to be able to be a tattoo artist. And I think I'm going to take online classes and stuff like that. So if you're wanting to go into certain fields, I think electives great, certified in those electives. But I don't know. I think it's as long as you got your core classes done, I don't think you should have to do electives. I think it's stupid.
Yep. And like when I was talking to them, they were like, "Oh yeah, you can like any course that is like upper level, so it starts with a 3 or 4." And they're like, you can take anything. A lot of people will take like a lot of the criminal justice classes. Like they have a victimology class, they have a serial killer class, they have forensics. Like a lot of people take those, and I'm like, why do I need to take a victimology class to teach
children?
Well, I mean, business degree. Okay, for business degree, why do I need to take a victimology class to run a business?
So you know how to be the victim. I am the victim.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, if you're in a reading slump,
you can go back to the reading slump.
If you think you're not ready for life and have too many responsibilities,
same.
We understand you.
We got you.
You're not the only one.
Speaking of creative slumps, this episode has been a complete train wreck.
Yeah, it really has. So
sorry, I couldn't really write anything, so like I didn't have anything written up. Other than like probably about 5 minutes before we started this episode.
You know, we're all just riding the struggle bus together. It's fine.
The struggle bus.
We're on the struggle bus and we're just all on it together.
The struggle bus has square wheels and a triangle wheel on the other side.
That's what I feel right now. I feel that.
Oh.
Anyways.
I'm gonna get some coffee.
Oh my goodness.
So we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna get some coffee. You get some coffee too.
Bye.
Don't forget to come hang out with us every Thursday when we talk about the common chaos of sisterhood.